Hey, what's going on, y'all? If y'all don't know me, my name is KEEZ MC. I'm a hip-hop artist. I'm originally from the Bronx, New York, so I'm gonna just say the full borough and city. The Bronx is the borough. New York is the city that's originally...
Yeah.
You know, they should rename the Bronx. Nobody ever say Bronx.
Bronx mentality.
Start marching, do what I say. You just another lost soul. You need guidance anyway. Hey yo, fuck KEEZ, cause there you go talking this little shit again. You damn right, cause I could rip many men. I could spit it off the top of the head or write it with the pen. Either way, it don't matter. I'm still spitting with the phlegm. It's a super MC. I'm back at it again. And this time, I won't lose. I'ma win. I'm not even from this planet. That's why I can't pretend. And you defeating me, your chances are slim. I'm just trying to be me. Everybody being him. I meditate before I spit a rhyme that's so great. Cause once I start going off, forget it, it's too late. My DNA can't be traced, get it. E-Racist, the elastic MC. And I'm back in your face, I'm trying to be the master.
Hey, Keith,
just like Ace, and be careful with your mouth, I might break your face.
No.
Man, give me 6 feet,
Oh,
at
you
least
good?
give me some space. Hip-hop is my
Okay, I
home,
just wanted
so
to
I'm
make
back
sure.
in the place. I'm
I
done
know
with
you
hibernating
did.
now, so
We
it ain't
already have
safe.
some
And
guests,
yo,
so
the
thank
skills you need
everybody
give me
for
the
coming.
superpower capabilities. When I
He's gonna
put
be
the mic
talking
in my
about his,
veins and supercharge my energy, I don't have the magic
project
tricks, I
and
just write out
couple
the
other
remedy.
things. So just everybody sit back, relax, please hold your questions. So after he finishes his interview, so if you want to be a guest speaker next time, make sure you register to be a guest speaker. And with that, KEEZ, I'll go ahead on and give you the mic, let you start talking about what you need to talk about.
Okay, yep. Yeah, hey, everybody. Just in case you don't know who I am, I'm a hip-hop artist. My name is KEEZ MC, and I'm here to talk about my new project. Well, this is actually newer project. I got a new project out now called Bronx Mentality, but I want to talk about my my new project that should be coming out either the end of this year or the beginning of next year. I'm not sure yet, but it will be called Battle with the Spits 2. I also got Battle with the Spits 1. For those of y'all that don't know that I have a Battle with the Spits 1, that came out 10 years ago. So this one is getting ready to come out now. I wish it didn't take this long for this one to come out this long, but it's life. Things happen. But anyway, I'm proud of it. Part 2 is getting ready to drop, and I already recorded 4 songs on it, and I got 3 more songs to go. And just got to do a little touch up. So the end of this year, Battle with the Spits will be coming out, or the beginning of next year, Battle with the Spits will be coming out, and I'm excited about it, you know. And for those of y'all would like to hear Battle with the Spits 1 before you hear Battle with the Spits 2, it's on all platforms, all streaming platforms. I got a Bandcamp too, so all the platforms that you guys listen to is on there. Amazon, YouTube, what is it now? Spotify, you know, Apple, all those big platforms. You can listen to it on there. So, if not, you know, enjoy the rest of your day either way.
So what was the inspiration behind that? You know, I always like to know what's the inspiration behind things, because that's most important when you're doing it, because you're not using a cover song. You actually creating your own music. So what inspired you?
You mean to do hip hop or just do this project?
Well, we can start with the do hip hop and then with this project. We can go that route.
Okay, like I always tell everybody, it was mainly, lyrically, he wasn't the reason why I started, but Heavy D was the one that got me excited about saying, okay, I can do this. Not lyrically, but because he was big and he was killing it, and at that time I was kind of big, and you know what I mean, and I was like, man, if he can do that, I can do this, because big guys do get respect. You know, Biggie came later, but this is the era where Heavy D. That's when I first was like, okay, I can at least do this, because to see him, he wasn't that big, I know that, but I'm just saying, you know how hip hop was. If you had to be a certain weight and all that, and Heavy D changed the game with that. So you know, so Heavy D made me feel like, all right, you can be big and still do it. Well, it was Chubb Rock too, I know, but Heavy D was a guy for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, so he made me feel like, number one, before I could even rap anything, he made me feel, you know, confident about being big and could still be able to do this. Cause like he was one of the people at the time that was kind of big like that, and he could care less about what you thought about him, about his weight or whatever. So kind of started with Heavy D, and then lyrically, it's a couple of them. We'll go with, I don't know who had me lyrically to want to rap like how I'm rapping now, but I'll say probably Nas, Big L, KRS One, and of course LL. Like but my favorite three is them, and Big L was in there, but I don't know if he's as favorite as how I feel about KRS One, Nas, and LL, because them three I really like. Big L I do like too. So, but I'll throw him in. He's one of my favorite because first time I heard him rap, I ain't never heard nobody rap like that. Like even though I know Rakim is the one that changed the game, but Big L, man, he probably was one of the people, and then Nas, and then Chris, and then even LL, all of them. Like I'm gonna just throw all four of them in there because they was big. Then came Pun later, then Cannabis, but those was the ones that lyrically I was like, yo, those four right there was like, okay, like man, if I could just be half as nice as that, I'm getting somewhere. So yeah, man. So it was them, those four right there. That got me like, okay, I think I could do this, you know?
I was glad that you explained big because some people I was thinking big as in not really size big as in being well known. So I'm glad you did clarify that up
Yeah,
because I'm sure
yeah.
that
Oh,
probably
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what I meant. I meant like weight wise. That's why I broke it down. Like I don't mean yeah, because I keep forgetting nowadays when you say big, they think you mean famous. Nah, I meant like weight wise. So yep, I clear. That's why I was gonna go into the weight because you know what I mean, because that's why I did it just in case. So. Mhm.
now with this project here, I noticed that you don't do a lot of features. Would you have had an artist featured on here, or you like
I'm
being solo?
glad. I'm glad you mentioned that. I was going to get an artist, but it looks like he's going through his life stuff right now, and I don't know if he's going to make it. But if he can, it will be one feature. Cause on the first one, I think I had one feature. I did that girl, the La Princesa. So I did have one feature on there. But like you said, I don't really do features. I don't. But if somebody fits with what I'm doing, I put him on there, just like Bronx mentality. What I only had you and my brother. That was it, and that's a lot for me because the reason why I do it like that. You know how when people come out with when they come out, they feel like they need to do collaboration. I wanted to show people that yo, I don't need no collabs or like I'm ill like that. But as time go on, I do feel like you need to do collabs. That's why I'm willing to collaborate, you know, with people. But a lot of times when I want to collaborate, it don't go the way I want. So I end up doing it on my own. But I'm just letting anybody know, I'm willing to collaborate. But please, like, man, don't just be screaming on the mic like how they do now. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have some type of skills if you want to collaborate with me. Now, if you're trying to do a chorus part, that's something different. But I'm talking about if you're trying to get on a mic with me, you ain't got to be as nice as me, or I ain't got to be as nice as you. But you know what I mean? Just type of skill is all I'm saying. You ain't got to be the nicest, but you know,
I have two questions. One is what do you feel that is challenging when you're working with an artist and you two are collaborating, and when you're trying to work together, if you ever done this, have you ever even with the producer to where the producers think this should be done this way and you think that it should
yeah.
be done
I'm
that way?
glad. I'm glad you brought that up on musical therapy. It was like that because musical therapy, I didn't have no money, so we made a deal like where you know I get an input on certain things, and he put an input on certain things. And even if I ain't like this track, I had to bite my teeth because because certain songs he wanted on there, and certain songs I didn't want on there. So I kind of went through that, and that's the deal we made. But I was even though we made the deal, I really didn't like the song that he put on there. But that was the deal we made, and so I went through that with that. Like we kind of clashed. I mean, I agreed, but I still kind of clashed and was like, do we have to put it on there? He was like, remember the deal we made? I'm like, oh, yeah, you right. So I kind of went through that with the first one. You know what I'm saying? So it was kind of like that with Musical Therapy. My first ever, like, LP that I ever brought out. You know, because I had a mixtape, but, you know, mixtapes and LP is two different things. So that was my first LP that I ever did, you know. My first studio album, you know, versus my mixtape. So, yeah, so that was kind of hard for me because I had to let some things go that I normally wouldn't go. So that's why after that project, I told myself, man, if I ain't got no money, I can't do it, because then if there's a song on there that I really don't want on there, and you know, and I'm a man of my word, so, but even though I was fighting him on it because I really didn't like the song he wanted. Well, I liked the song, but I didn't like how it came out. And you know, the deal was that even if we didn't like the song or whatever, you know, he picked what he wanted, and I picked what I want. But yeah, and there was one song on there. I ain't gonna say the name of the song, but I don't like it because of the way it came out. But you know, I dealt with it because that was the deal we made. But we did kind of bump heads over it, and yeah.
How many songs gonna be on the next one?
Okay, Battle with the Spits one had 9. So this one, I'm gonna go a little light and do 7 on this one. Yeah, like I said, the first one was 9, this one was 7. I was thinking about doing more, but I am going to do a third one. Don't know when, but whenever I do that, and I might push that all the way to an actual album and turn it into 10. Even though now I know 7 is considered an album thanks to Kanye West, but see, I'm from the old school era where 10 songs was considered an album, not 7. So I still see it as an EP, even though I know nowadays 7 is considered an album, and I hate that because I'm from the era where 7 songs still meant an EP. But we living in the times now, once you go over 6, it's considered now an album, and that's because of Kanye West. When he did the Nasir album for Nas, and once he called that an album, they changed it. But for me, I don't care what the industry say. 7 songs to me is still an EP. So I'm gonna still say my EP regardless, even though nowadays it's considered an album. And even when you put it in Apple and all the stores, they're gonna include it as an album. But to me, that is my EP. So I'm gonna say my EP because I'm from the era where 7 songs was EP, not an album.
Yeah, and that's good to know because I'm sure a lot of people probably don't like
They don't know that. Yeah. Like in what Kanye West and Nas that came out, you had to do at least 10 songs for it to equal, you know, to an album. So that's why I said Battle with the Spits, the beginning of the EP, because that was the whole point. I wanted to be close to an album, but I ain't wanted to be an album. So that's why I did 9 instead of 10. You know what I mean? So it's still a lot of songs, but it didn't make 10, you know, because I wanted to be an EP, not an album. And now if you do more than 6, it's not an EP no more. It's an album. And I can't help it. I'm from the old school era. I'm from the era where 7 songs was considered an EP, and I'm still gonna call it an EP. I don't care. I mean, I know times change, and I'm willing to go with the times. I have, but that right there, I'm not bending. To me, I don't care what the industry says. It is an EP for me. So Battle with the Spits 2, the EP, even though technically it's considered an album, it's an EP to me. So Battle with the Spits 2, the EP. The rise. I probably call it the rise of the Super MC, like Dark Knight. So the rise of because the beginning is like me. I didn't know who I was, kind of like how Dark Knight Begins was. So I'm kind of like taking it on that angle. Like that's why I said the beginning of the Super MC, kind of like when Dark Knight, Batman Dark Knight didn't know who he was, and he had to figure out. So this is gonna be like that. And then in the second Dark Knight, it was Dark Knight Rises, so it's gonna be similar. Like that's what the Super MC is gonna be similar. So I might call it the Super MC Rises, like kind of like with some Dark Knight type thing. You know what I'm saying? So now I know who I am. So now I'm Super MC, and now the world's about to be in trouble because now I know who I am now. With versus the first one, I didn't know who I was. It was the beginning. You know what I'm saying? I am the Super MC, but it was the beginning of me. I was learning now who I was. Well, in this one, I know who I am, and now I'm ready to take your head off. Even though in the first one, lyrically, I took their head off, but this one, I'm gonna really take their head off because now I got the superpowers of the mic, and I know who I am as a Super MC. So lyrically, it's gonna even be even more on than the first one. I'm taking on, and I'm taking on all contenders, and like as we say now, because a lot of rappers ain't contenders, they pretenders. So on this one, I'm taking on a lot of contenders. Now I'm saying who they ain't original MCs, they mutated from somebody else. So that's why I did like on some Super MC type shit. So the Super MC versus all you whack ass mutant MCs. I don't care if you got skills. You going against the Super MC. I'm ready to chop and take your head off. You know what I'm saying? So that's what part 2 is about to be about. Or you mutant ass MCs and know you want to be pretenders thinking you contenders, you know?
So when you think about like a single that actually, if you have 3 tracks, do you consider that a long play single or EP, which is extended play, or you think of it as something else?
If it's 3, I'll call it EP. I'll call it EP because I don't know if you remember, Yvonne, when I brought out, you know what I'm saying? I would definitely consider that an EP, at least by my standards, because I know everybody see things differently. So,
and that's how it is with iTunes. Now, iTunes, if it's 1 to 3 tracks, it considered as a single.
Yeah, they consider it as a single. Yeah, because I get, and then what's crazy about that, Yvonne, right? 1-3 songs they consider as a single, but then you consider 7 as an album. That's confusing to me. That doesn't make no sense to me. That should be an EP, not an album. But I guess because Kanye West did it, and because he just said, "Oh, this is an album," they just went his way. Because I guess because he's one of the big time, the mainstream people, so I guess that's why they decided to go that route. Because I swear, unless I'm bugging out, before Kanye West did that, 7 songs was considered EP, and because I never seen nobody until he did that and just said it was an album. Anybody saying that it was an album until he did the 9 songs. So long as it wasn't 10, it was considered an EP. So consider an album. So I mean, this industry, as you know, Yvonne, because you've been doing this as long as me, this industry is always changing. So whatever, And
I see, like on iTunes, if it's 1 to 3 tracks, 1 to 3 tracks, okay, songs for some people.
Mm-hmm.
If one of those songs is 10 minutes or longer, and the whole thing is less than 30 minutes, it can be considered an EP.
Yeah,
which, like it's confusing.
Yeah,
people that's going in there, because I noticed sometimes you go into that and it be one song, but then it be considered as an EP. I'm like, why? Because that song is 10 minutes long.
Because it's 10 minutes long. Yep.
We need to have a standard so that people who music, they actually know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Because that's why I broke it down. Because I know a lot of people on here. I'm not saying everybody's dumb. That's not what I'm saying. But times change, and I'm pretty sure people on here is probably from possibility. People on here don't know that. Whoever's on here, whether it's 1, 2, 3, whoever's watching. So I want to make myself clear that there was a time where seven songs was not considered an album. It was considered an EP. You had to at least have 10, or like what you just said. If back in the day, if they did one song, it had to be 10 to 20 minutes. Then it could be considered an EP.
And then it's because I'm saying we got TuneCore, we got iTunes, and we have Spotify. Now Spotify, would classify an EP if the release is under 30 minutes and the release has 4 to 6 tracks. So, I mean, I guess it all depends on what platform it's on, and they need to get it unified so that.
Yes, it do. Cause Apple, same thing. They totally different from them two. You know. So it's just there's no standard. And it's just like when Kanye West just said, "Oh, it's 7," and I don't mean to keep bringing it up. I'm bringing that up because, like you said, there's no standard. It's like once one famous person says something, oh, because they said it, it's gonna go this way because they got clout or whatever, and in the game or whatever. And I'm just an independent artist, but I remember how the game was, and I guess because he got so much influence, it's like, okay, well, he said it's a 7-song album, so it's an album now.
That's funny how one person can change everything.
Yep.
For better or for worse.
And the reason why I'm bringing that up, because before that, when I was listening to EPs, and I know I'm not bugging, it was people that had 6, 7 songs. They were still saying EP when I was checking on YouTube, and I know this, unless I'm bugging out and I got it wrong, but I'm pretty sure until he called it an album, that 7-song that he did with Nas an album, it was still anything that was before 10 songs was still an EP. The dollar, but like you said, between $2 to $5. Yup, you right. Cause I remember. Matter of fact, the only how the only way it was $1. You remember when they had those discount racks and you could get it for $1. I don't know if you remember that, Yvonne, but they had put certain singles in a rack, and I guess because if nobody was buying it, and let's say like you said it was $2, they'd drop it all the way to $1, so somebody could just grab it for $1. That was the only time it was $1 when you went into those stores, because those was like the recycled singles. Like I guess because people wasn't buying them, so they had put them like in a rack and they had dropped the single all the way down to $1. So I guess so you can afford it, or so they could just get rid of it, so they could add I guess more new singles with more artists, I guess. So,
and I feel like the younger generation is cheated now, because I remember going to the record store and being able to put on those headphones and listen to the music.
Yep. They are being cheated. They are they may don't think so, but they are. They are. They're being cheated, man.
And a lady like, ma'am, you can't stay in here and listen to the songs for free all day. We're like, I plan on buying it.
Yes. Because that's why I would listen to it, because I don't want to buy no piece of crack. I used to go, where I used to go, it was the Wiz. Damn, you taking me back. The Wiz. Damn, what's it's a couple of them. The Wiz, where I used to go listen to. They just closed down, man. The Wiz and it's other ones. Was it the Music Factory? I don't know if that one was one, but I think it was the Music Factory too. But anyway, those, man, I used to just love going in them stores, man, and just turn it on and just hear, okay, I want to buy this. And then if it was trash, okay, I'm glad I didn't buy it, and just listen to it, man, and just zone out, man. Like you had a hard day, and you're like, okay, I had a hard day, man. Let me just go in this record store, and because people don't believe this, just like music can hurt, it can kill. Because people don't believe music can hurt you. The type of music you listen to can hurt you physically, just like the type of music you listen to can heal you too. Because music, just like music can heal, it also can hurt. It also can hurt. You know what I'm saying? So that's why they tell you be careful with the type of music you listen to, even though people don't think that's true. It is true, because energy, it goes based off of what hosts it go into. Like, so if you listen to negative music, you know what I'm saying, eventually you gonna get that negative energy. If you listen to more positive music, you're gonna get more positive energy. I know people don't believe in that, but I notice for people that listen to more negative music than now, if you balancing out, it's different. If you listen to more negative music and watch how they behave versus somebody listen to positive music, it is a difference, because we all live through energy. Whether people believe in that or not, it's in science. Energy bounces from a host to a host, whether it's electrical car, whether it's us as humans, what is damn nearly everything on this earth has some type of energy in it. So even music, you know what I mean? Like you know, you gotta be careful what type of music you listen to. So when I used to go and listen to my street stuff, I would notice like a difference, like little anger in me. And then when I listen to my positive, I'm like, oh, okay, you know what I'm saying? I still got the street anger in me, but I noticed my heart was opening up more. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I said I think it should be a balance, you know. But I hope I didn't get off subject, Yvonne. But you know how I do. I start talking, and you know. So hope I didn't get off subject or whatever.
You know, this is almost like an improv session where we start out talking about one thing and
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because I also want to teach people stuff that's listening. You know, whether they want to hear it or not, it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I might know something that you don't know, and that you might be like, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? And like I always tell people, and if you don't, turn me off. You know, that's your choice.
What's important too is when you choose an artist name. Oh, I'm gonna say this, and then I want you to your opinion. When someone first starting out, you know, because sometimes people go like, you know, oh, little Donnie, little this. At one point, you're gonna grow up for being little somebody. So, do you think that they should take time to really find an artist name that's gonna naturally grow with them? They won't have to go back and drop off.
Yeah. I know what you're saying. Through the test of time, in my opinion, yes. But see, that goes to show you, and this is just my opinion. When these people do this would go to show me, and people could tell me I'm wrong, but this is how I'm feeling, that they don't believe in themselves. And I'm gonna tell you why I feel like that. Because most people, when they get that little name, they're young. Am I correct? Most of the time, right? So what I'm thinking is, they probably only thinking they gonna have that name, you know, until they young, and probably thinking they not gonna rap forever. So that's what I'm thinking, like Lil this, Lil that. Cause most of them people with those names, Lil, they start out young. Like Lil Bow Wow. Even though Kim wasn't young, but she still was like in her 20s. She was young, you know what I'm saying? And Lil Zane and all that, like the youngsters. I don't know if nobody remember them, but the youngsters, I think they was from Jersey, you know what I'm saying? And then now they not young no more, and now they might have to change their name. So that's what I'm thinking it is, Yvonne. I don't even want to say that they don't have confidence. Let me reverse that. But what I am trying to say is, I don't think that they think they're gonna be rapping until they're young. They probably thinking, okay, I'm gonna keep this name, you know, until I get of a certain age, and then I'm not gonna rap no more. And then I'm not gonna leave it. And then most of them come to find out, well, it's the only job that you ever have in your life. You've been rapping damn nearly all your life. What else are you gonna do? So then they either gotta change it, or they just quit rapping. You know what I'm saying? But most people end up changing it and probably take the little out and just keep like let's say knowing that they were still gonna be rapping. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people think, cause remember, Yvonne, remember it, and it's still a battle now. Oh, at this age, but now it's accepted now. You got more people rapping in their 50s, their 40s. But remember, back in the day, there was a certain age limit. So I think that's where that came from. You know what I'm saying? Where, okay, well, I'm only doing this until I'm like probably in my mid 20s, and I'm a quit. Cause Yvonne, you know how the industry was at a certain age. Everybody quit, because if you kept rapping, and you know, until you was 30 or something, people clowned you for that. You know what I mean? And now, because of the internet, you can rap as long as you want. I mean, people still clown somewhat, but it doesn't matter no more, because it doesn't have the same effect. All people care about is you an artist they like. That's why you still got Nas around. That's why you still got Fit. Even Scarface rap from time to time, even though he about to quit. Andre 3000, you know, whoever else, you know, whoever's in their 40s and 50s, just still rapping, because of the internet. The internet doesn't matter no more. You know what I'm saying? When all you have is just record labels, you had to go that route, because at a certain age, the record label, you know, during that era, because it was an age limit, you know, and I think they knew at a certain. That's why they started with that little stuff. But to answer your question, I do think that artists should take time with their name. I do. KEEZ MC. I'm not it's the same KEEZ MC that I was a year ago, let alone 10 years ago. Even though the name is the same, but I could keep KEEZ MC, and that name could keep. I'm a master of my ceremony. Nobody can hold me. That's how I feel, because I'm an MC, a true MC. So I could grow with that name, and I don't got to change it at all.
Now, for those, real quick.
Yeah, I could do that. Originally, I gotta laugh, but I'm gonna bring it out. Originally, everybody used to call me Key Dogs because I had an attitude. So, and you know, I was kind of street because I always had an attitude, and I knew that wasn't gonna work at all. But at the time, that was like my street name originally, Key Dogs. Like, yeah, man, that's Key Dogs because you know, because he aggressive. He aggressive like a dog, so we gonna call you Key Dog. So that was like a street name originally. And then when I started getting nice with the raps, I was like, yo, I know, because I do know of artists with the name Key Dogs, because I have seen there's artists with that name. But for me, I was like, nah, that shit is trash. Like, if I'm gonna, you know, if I'm gonna be an MC, that dog gotta go. You know what I'm saying? So that's like what I did. Like, you know, like as time went on, because I had I mean, I know, again, there's rappers with that name, but for me, I'm just saying, for me, that is a whack ass name for me. Like, I didn't want to go around when they said in the streets, it was cool, but to call me that as an MC, I was like, nah, that gotta go. So me and, you know, the first dude that I was dealing with, we was just trying to come up with some names, and I was like, yo, man, I just think I just could just keep KEEZ, cause I always was nice, you know, I always locked shit down lyrically, so I didn't want to get rid of the full name. So I was like, take the dog out, and I was like, yo, what about MC? I was like, again, I know there's people that have MCs, but nobody got MC. Like, I know a Father MC, you know, I heard of other people, but I know nobody had KEEZ MC. So I was like, all right, man, let me try MC. And then we checked, you know, made sure nobody had the name, so it wouldn't be like a legal issue and all that. So I said, yeah. So he said, we'll go with that. I said, yeah, because I know it's plain, but that's what I am. I lock the flows down lyrically, and I am an MC. That's my ceremony. And I may not be the only one with the MC name, because again, we had Father MC from back in the day. But I was like, but that is what I am. You know what I'm saying? I came close to calling my rap name Infinite. That's what I was thinking about doing. But what I did is I kept KEEZ MC, like, and you see how I got the lyrical arsonist? I started abbreviating like my AKA name, and still keeping that, but I was really going to throw that out and call myself Infinite, because I'm infinite with the bars. You know what I'm saying? Me and my brother was thinking about taking KEEZ MC out and turning me Infinite, but I decided to just leave it KEEZ MC. You know what I'm saying? So I'm still infinite with the bars, but I'm still KEEZ MC, and I'm still the lyrical arsonist. You know what I'm saying? Because every time I spit that fire, you know what I'm saying, I burn shit up. You know what I'm saying? So KEEZ MC, aka Infinite, aka the lyrical arsonist, because I could still be infinite, because I'm gonna be infinite until I live and until I die on. Because even when you die, man, energy transfers to something else. So I'm gonna be infinite even when I'm dead. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be infinite forever, because I'm gonna keep growing as an artist. I'm gonna keep growing as a businessman, and I'm gonna keep growing as a person. So I'm KEEZ MC, aka the lyrical arsonist, aka Infinite forever. You know, even when I ain't here no more, I'm still be infinite.
Now we got into that about, you know, making sure you choose, make you do it, but can give you the reasons why you should maybe choose a thing, because then now you got to go about, you know, so and so formally.
Okay, well, here's the reason why that works, and here's the reason why I don't. And like you said, you don't have to change it, but they at least give you that consideration. You know what I mean? And that's what I mean. Like even my boy Ed, even though he wasn't my age, rap like me, but he engineered. He did, you know, he did that. You know, we sit and talk. So, cause even with a producer and a rapper, that's still a relationship. So I always tell people, you gotta have a relationship. If you collaborating with another artist, if you collaborating with your producer, cause people always be like, man, why Nas and Premier album so dope? It still was teamwork. Like, let me tell you something. If Nas and Premier didn't like each other and they tried to do an album, the album would be trash. Because people don't think that music and having a good relationship matters. It does. Cause you trying to do an album and if both of y'all hate each other, I promise you 9 out of 10 that album is gonna be garbage. It is because you don't like him, he don't like you, she don't like her, she don't like her, and that's why I keep telling people energy is important. Positive energy is important, even between producer and the artist, you know, because if not, it's not gonna be good because the energy ain't there. Because you hate him, he hates you, she hates you, you hate her, and energy matters, man, and teamwork. You know what I mean? Because I had him to go look it up for me. You know, we looked it together, but he knew where to go to look it up. Okay, KEEZ, I see mad people with KEEZ, but I don't see nobody with KEEZ MC except for Father MC. So he was like, okay, you good. So, because that's what he did. He said, because KEEZ, because he asked me this. He said, even though he wasn't my A&R, he asked me. He said, yo, KEEZ, is KEEZ MC a name you think you would keep for a long time? I said, yeah. I said, that's why I took the dog out, put the MC. He said, I'm pretty sure you'll probably add like AKAs with it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I said, yeah. But he said, but is this going to be your man? I said, yeah, it is. So I said, all right then. So it seems legal. And then, so let's use it then. He was like, that's a fire ass name, Infinite. And I was like, yeah. But I said, you know what? But I like the KEEZ MC because, you know, I like to always tell people, I lock the flows down. So that's why I kept the key. May not be as self-explanatory as KEEZ MC. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would literally have to go into some metaphysics type shit, like talking about I'm infinite because, you know, I go past stars in the moon, and, you know, people may not understand infinite. You know, it might take somebody real smart to understand why I call myself infinite, because, you know what I mean? Because I go on and on, you know what I'm saying? But KEEZ MC, everybody should get that, you know what I'm saying? The KEEZ, MC, Master Ceremony, and even though everybody don't understand what MC is, the average person does. Master Ceremony. The average person knows what KEEZ MC mean. What do you do with a key? Well, whether you put it in the door or a car, you stick it in the lock. And what do? You either open it or you lock it. So once I say, yo, I'm the keys to this rack because I lock it, everybody understand what that means. Because if you got a regular key, you know what that means. Oh, if I lock this door, or if I lock this door, you can't open it unless it has a window and you break it open that way and open it that way. So once I lock this, it ain't getting open unless you find another way to open it, or unless I take the key and reopen it. So that's why I like the KEEZ MC. You know, so he was kind of like my A&R. My man Ed, who calls himself Elias now. He changed his name. So, but his real name is Ed though. But his music he used now is Elias Music or Elias Films. Everything is with Elias now. So that's his new name now. So, but he was the one you know, real name Eddie. He's the one that, you know, I was collaboration with, like, as far as the name go. You know? So I just go to show you, Yvonne, everything I do is with a plan, even from my name, even from how I did the KEEZ MC logo, even though you helped me with that because you do it digitally and put the colors in. But everything I do is like a master. You know what I mean? So you know, like that's why being an MC, Master Ceremony, you know, even when I draw my logos, it's some mastery in that. You know, it's some planning in it. You know what I mean? To my name, to even when you notice, but they don't notice. I'm gonna go back to musical therapy. When I put the baby, I had the mic in it. That was planned out. You know what I'm saying? I didn't just come out with that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm from that era where you plan shit out. You don't just bring nothing out. That's the era I'm from. You know, where we always plan shit because to this day, every time people see that baby in the mic, a lot of people tell me, oh, that's what made me want to go listen to your music because I saw that baby with that mic. I was like, oh, okay. Or I saw that logo with that KEEZ MC. That's what made me check you out. And I always tell them that wasn't just me. Yeah, I drew it, but I just want to let people know you did it digitally for me too, to bring them colors. I'll be like, oh yeah. And my publisher, aka now business partner, Yvonne, she helped me too with the throwing the color in it. You know? So hey, you got, even with your art, you gotta even with your singles, you gotta you know what's gonna make this single cover different from this single cover. You know what I'm saying? So everything I do is master, or at least I try to master it and come with a plan. You know, because I'm from that era. I'm from that A&R era. Even though I wasn't an A&R per se, but I became my own A&R because I came from that era. Because if you ever know, Yvonne, remember how back in the day everything was planned out, whether you was an A&R or not. You planned everything, even as an artist. You planned everything out, everything. They don't do that no more. They just come out with crap and it just comes out, and that's that.
In your opinion, what do you think the A, because they not totally disappeared? What do you think they dropped out of the spotlight? In your opinion, I know we'll probably never know, but just in your opinion.
I mean, because one, a lot of the artists was doing their own thing and was beating them up and was like, yo, man, fuck these A&R. So I remember that. And then not only that, let's be real, Yvonne, because of social media now, let's be honest. I don't want to say you don't need them, but I'm gonna just say this. Social media got a lot of people thinking they not needed no more. Because let's be honest, how many artists is being found on social media without an A&R or even without a label? You know what I'm saying? That's why now a label wants you to you see how labels don't help you no more? What do they always say? What's your following like? How many streams you got and all that? And this is before you even get on the label. For a label, remember, Yvonne, a label would take you and develop you, and so would the A&R. It's not like that no more. They want to know how many streams you got. Like basically want to know your resume before you even get on the label. You know what I mean? When back in the day, you notice, Yvonne, they would develop you into that. It's not like that no more. They don't develop artists no more. You basically got to develop yourself now. So that's why it's really no A&R. Because a lot of artists is like, I need A&R for. I could just go on TikTok and do a song, and 9 out of 10, I'll blow up that way. Like, you literally don't even have to have a song. You can freestyle now and go viral, and a label will grab you. You may not have a song, but because you went viral and they looking at how many people liked, how many people shared it, how many streamed it, and then they might underdevelop you then. But that's only because they looked at your streams. Okay, he doesn't have a song, but that's all right. Look at his streams, look at his followers. We could develop him and come up with a song or something. That's the only time a label might develop you now. But a lot of times you gotta develop yourself. You gotta A&R yourself now. So that's what it is now. So, because I don't want to say they not needed. I think they still are, but because of social media, a lot of times people are blown up without the A&R and without a label. So I think that's why they disappeared, because of social media, and so many artists is going viral without an A&R and a label that they really not almost not needed. I still think some of them is needed to a certain extent, but because we in this era, it's almost like they not needed, almost, because of social media.
When we had DJs and how a lot of music really, like they say, break the record,
I remember that.
The thing now with the internet, when we see, like, what was that? But then they will say it again. I just played True School by KEEZ MC. They don't do that now. I don't know. They don't. If it's a shortness of the thing, because of time constraints or whatever. But that's how we break the record. Because, like I said, I come in the middle of the song, I hear the ending of it, and I'm going like, man,
who is that? Yeah. And I'm glad you brought that up too, because you might be like, well, who's that artist is? Who's that artist is? And I'm getting ready to tell you why I think they stopped doing it. You ever heard of Shazam? Which I know you have, but I'm gonna bring it up anyway. Nowadays, people just could what is this, Shazam? Whatever, Shazam a song now. Oh, who's that? Shazam. Who's this artist? And then Shazam will tell you who, even if you don't know. So I think that's another reason. See, because motherfuckers is Shazam and shit and all that. It changed. This is what I'm saying. It's just like the A&R. Like now you got a program you could go to. Hey, Shazam. I don't know who that was. It just went off. The DJ ain't played. What was that artist's name? And you play the song, and Shazam will know who it is. So I think that's another reason too. Because you could Shazam anybody now. If you don't know the song, you could go to Shazam, play it, and Shazam will know exactly who that artist is. So I think that's another reason why they stopped doing it. But I'm like you, I miss that. I miss that feeling. I do. I miss it. I miss it a lot, you know?
Because it made you feel connected, and like you said,
Yeah, like, and you know, it's so crazy because somebody said this too, and it's so true. It's so much music coming out, even good music now. But the problem is it's oversaturated because even if it's good, it's so much music coming out, you don't get a chance to enjoy it no more. Cause you was like, oh, this like I remember just this year, all my favorite artists came out, but then you have these other tragedy artists. So I didn't even know the artists that I like can because there's so much music every time you turn around. Like one week, let's just say Nas, LL, and because these are people that I like, right? Like within a week, and I look on YouTube again, it's gone because they making way for another artist I never even heard of. And so I be forgetting. Like I was like, man, didn't I just see my favorite artists on there? Because there's so much music being pumped out every week with new releases that they'll show our favorite artists for a whole week and then they gone. And if you don't remember the name of that album, or at least put the name of the artist so you could type it in, you'll forget about it. Because it's the game is so oversaturated right now that this is why when your favorite artists come out and if they take forever now, a lot of fans will turn on them and they'll go for what next new artist. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so much music being out. They're like, man, I'm tired of waiting for him. On to the next. You know what I'm saying? Where back in the day, if he was your favorite artist or she was your favorite artist, you had to wait because the game wasn't saturated. You know what I mean? The game is too saturated right now. That's why you don't have the experience. The experience you have. This is why this new generation is like, I'll go to the next artist, because they know this game is saturated. Like they could listen to another artist, even if they don't know who they are, and if they like him, oh, okay, on to the next. Where back in the day, it wasn't like that. If your favorite artist was coming out with a project, you had to wait. You know what I'm saying? Because you had to wait. Now, it might have aggravated you, but when they came out, you appreciate it. And now, because see, back in the day, I was one of them. I used to hate when I had to wait for an artist that I really like. Like, man, why I hate? And now, I'm older, I appreciate it. Because now I'm like, damn, I wish it was like that back then. But see, back then, I was young. I appreciate it, but I didn't because I was young. Because you know, sometimes even on our artists, we have to wait like at least a whole year before they drop, and I used to aggravate me sometimes. Not all the time, but some. But now I'm appreciating that when they was like, remember they used to have a limit of how much music would come out in a year. It's not like that no more. I think on a daily average basis, I think they said in YouTube they pump like at least, but they said like 1 million videos a day. So that's why within a week, when new releases come out, they constantly, you know, even if it's your favorite artist coming out, you know what I'm saying? And even them in a week, you know what I'm saying? After a while, they might keep them a little long because they so-called new or whatever. They might keep them up there a week or two. But if you somebody that don't know, even with I'm saying with the music that's coming out, and even with just bringing out like new releases, man, like it's everything is saturated. Like even podcast. I'm getting to the podcast. It's so many. I remember just a couple of years ago, you'll get a decent podcast. It's so many podcasters now. The podcast game is starting to get oversaturated. Because every time you turn around, this podcaster, this mainstream artist is on there. Because every time you turn around, somebody got a new podcast, and so the podcast game is starting to get oversaturated.
So with the in this in maybe a couple of days, one day, however long the boot camp is, they sign up for it. You could have called customer service, but you might not want to call customer service. So somebody can walk you through how to set it up so that you can, because a lot of time people keep signing up with BMI and ASCAP at the writer as their artist name, and that right there somebody need to keep telling them, no, you don't.
You need to sign up with your original name, which is whatever name you was born with. Yeah, because like you said, if you sign up under the artist name, you're only getting paid for the artist name. You know what I mean? And that's the problem right there. If you sign up with your real name, you're getting paid as the writer and the performer. But see, like you said, a lot of people don't know that. Later on, when I met you, even though I knew a lot of stuff, you also taught me stuff. So yes, learning is very important. Rather learning for somebody, because let's say I would have did BMI on my own. You know what I'm saying? Because even though I did, but what I'm saying is I had the information that I would have known. And what I mean by my own is, let's say nobody told me anything, and I'm just going on there not knowing that. See, Doc, my man Darren Doc Whitfield, he already had like explained the game, because I know about BMI. He lit up. He was like, "Wait, you know about BMI?" And then I was like, "Yeah, can you tell?" He was like, "Yeah, sure." Now I didn't have to. Y'all need to know this. So he gave me game for free, where he could have literally charged me for it. And same thing with you, Yvonne. You could have literally charged me for it, but you didn't. But anyway, we getting back to him. Yeah, so that's definitely important. And even though he didn't do a master class with me, every time I had a question, he'd answer it. And I'd be like, okay, I'll write it down and know that. So that wasn't a master class, but in a sense it was. Because every time I seen him and had a question, like just imagine Yvonne, he was a DRCK head, and was like, nah, you got to pay me for it. Which in a sense, technically, that's how the game go. You got to pay, for the information. You know what I mean? But he didn't do that. He was just so hyped that I was one of the artists that he worked with, and he did my videos, and I went and I even knew what a BMI was, because he had straight up tell me, yo, KEEZ, man, all these other artists, they don't even know what BMI ASCAP is. I'm like, for real? I was like, yeah, I know, but I don't know how to go about it. And then that's when he broke it down. KEEZ, you do this. That's why when I was ready to do it, I still didn't really know, but I had the basics there. Because that's why I'm trying to tell people, this is why boot camp classes are so important. You take these classes, man, when these people's teaching you this stuff, now you know what it took me, probably, like you said, Yvonne, 10, 20 years of being screwed, because I got screwed plenty of times learning this stuff. Screwed. I didn't always get screwed, because my man Doc taught me how to read contracts. But before I met Doc, I was getting screwed. You know what I'm saying? So I was getting screwed a lot. And even after him, I still was getting screwed. Not on the contract part, but just on like how to sell tickets. See, for those of y'all that don't know how it is now, you have to sell tickets and all that. See, y'all just going on now and just do y'all little shows on TikTok for free and YouTube Live and Facebook Live and all. It wasn't like that back then. You know what I'm saying? Back then you had to sell tickets and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Or you had to pay $10 to perform. It was either that. You either pay for the tickets or you paid $10 to perform. It was either that. You know what I'm saying? That's how you got on back then.
And I always thought that was a disservice, because you don't. It was.
There is no. Know what I mean? So even though now it's not like that now, but even now, because see me, I'm not a dinosaur. I still know what the game is now. I'm just telling y'all how it was back then, for those of y'all who's never going to experience what I experienced back then, because it's probably never going to go to that. It could eventually go back to that, but I really doubt it with AI and all that. Like, it's probably going to stay like this, where you get on TikTok. So see, a lot of y'all, yeah, y'all got trials and tribulations as far as for social media. Well, imagine going through trials and tribulation trying to sell tickets. See, y'all only think now y'all got to worry about how many people's watching, how many people's looking. Yeah, that's trials and tribulation. But imagine having to stand on the corner trying to sell tickets. Or better yet, while you at your job, asking one of your coworkers, hey man, can you buy a ticket to support me? You know, because some people did work a 9 to 5, or even if you hustled on the street, yo man, why you selling whatever you selling? You trying to sell tickets too? You know what I'm saying? Because I knew motherfuckers that did that. They sold what they sold, you know what I mean, and selling tickets while they selling whatever they selling on the block. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it was back then. So they can have enough people. Cause how it was, Yvonne, you had to at least get 10 people to do the show. I think it was at least 5 or 10, something like that. But you at least had to sell 5 or 10 tickets or more, something like that. You know what I'm saying? So for all y'all that talk about, oh man, I'm upset because I only had one person watching me. Well, at least y'all didn't have to do the physical work. Back in the day, you had to do the physical work. On top of now, you got to do the promotional part, and then on top of, got to get on stage and perform. You know what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
So, you know, I had to go through all that. I had to learn the hard way. And that's why now I know the game. I don't go through none of that because I know how to read contract. I ain't saying I'm the smartest man in the world, but I know the basics. I know when I'm being played now. You know what I'm saying? Because I do QC slam, which now we're gonna talk about you, Yvonne. You told me that. I said I didn't get a chance to do Q sheets with Doc, but I learned how to read contracts. But with you, I learned the Q sheets. You know what I'm saying? I knew about media base. You know what I'm saying? So this is what I'm saying. Even when you know stuff, you don't know stuff. Because here I am thinking I knew a lot. And that's when you came and was like, KEEZ, you media. But I'm like, man, what the hell is that? Doc ain't tell me about that. You know what I mean? Because I just goes to show you, even when you think you know a lot, you still don't know everything. You know what I mean? And especially in this, because I ain't know nothing about, all I knew about was ASCAP and BMI. And I thought that's all you need to know about. Then you came and Yvonne was like, media base and Nielsen. And I was like, media base and Nielsen? What the hell is that? You know what I'm saying? So I just go to show you, even when you do know stuff, you still need to learn more. But when you when you don't know something, you really need to get up on game. And it's for anybody on classes and all that. Y'all need to learn that stuff because y'all missing money. Because if y'all only just with a distributor, I'm telling you right now, you losing out because you getting that distributor money, but you're not getting that pro money, which is BMI and ASCAP. For the basics, I knew like 85% of the stuff. I didn't know everything, but I knew the average stuff that an artist needed to make to survive in this game and to get paid properly. You know what I mean? And then whatever, a lot of y'all, if y'all don't even know where to start, man, y'all need to take some classes, man. Or people's doing free classes instead of acting all snotty and acting like you all that. Take them classes because I'm telling you, most of the time you're gonna have to pay to get that information. If y'all could get any free classes like how I'm giving y'all free game and I'm not charging y'all for it, let me make this clear. So if you can get free classes or some classes that don't cost a lot, learn this stuff. So you won't have to be like me and go through the trials and tribulations and lose money financially, because I lost money financially and I lost it mentally plenty of times because I got screwed so many times. Y'all don't know how many times I wanted to give up. Have no idea. Per month, and we'll get y'all popping. If y'all don't know what y'all doing, pay the $30 per month, and me and Yvonne to help you with this stuff. But a lot of y'all say y'all believe in yourself, y'all won't even put money in yourselves.
Yeah, I told you, like that one guy told me, if he gotta pay, he gotta run away. I said, now what if people felt that way about your music?
Thank you.
You gotta pay for your music. We
Thank
just
you.
won't listen to it.
Thank you. I'm telling anyone you artists right now, you could turn me off, whatever. But let me tell you something. You want to know why Nas, Killer Mike, or what's his new big dude now, Big X a plug? If any of y'all into that big fat dude, you know why they made it? Trust me, there's money being pumped into them, or they pumping money. If you thinking you can do this without not financially putting nothing in it, then I'm not even going to waste my time with none of y'all. Because if you literally sitting here thinking that social media is always the way to go, you're going to go. Everybody don't go viral. You got to understand this. And let me say this too. Some of these artists that did go viral, even though they're not telling y'all this, some of them did do press releases and all that. And that's how people found them. Okay? Because everybody's not just, oh man, I'm gonna just do this by a prayer and all that. Some of these artists planned this too. Their whole team planned it. So I want y'all to know that too. When they so-called went viral, they did not so-called went viral. They had money and they kept pumping into press releases and ads and like that. And that's how they went viral itself. And two, 85% of the artists that made it in here, either the label was putting money into them or they put money into them themselves. So any of y'all that's living this delusional some years, the average person. Now, some of y'all might go viral. Some of y'all might, where y'all ain't put no money in. But Yvonne know what I'm talking about, because me and Yvonne knows again. We know what these little sneaky bastards do. Excuse my language, because the reason why I'm saying this, y'all thinking they didn't put no money into it. They did put money into it. That average artist that went viral, trust me, they put money into it. Even if it was just a couple of $100, they put money into. Trust me, they did ads and they did press releases. And you know how people probably found them? Oh, because Yvonne does this for me when she do my press release. She put all my social media pumping money into them, or they management team and the artist himself or herself is pumping into it to make them go viral. Trust me, that's how the average artist that you're so-called, what you call them, Yvonne, overnight success. You're these so-called overnight artists. Trust me, they half of them didn't become successful because they was so-called. Y'all probably saying, "Oh man, how he know? He ain't on a level." Just because I ain't on a level, I've been in the industry, I've been in the game, okay? And I'm gonna tell you how I know. The guy I know, though I never made it big time like these other artists, the guy that I'm telling y'all about, Darren Doc Whitfield, he used to be the cameraman for BET and MTV. So he always would keep me in the loop. So that's how I know. So for all y'all, who KEEZ MC, I don't know who this mother effer is. He ain't nobody. I may not be, but my man Darren Doc Whitfield, he was, and he kept me in the game. Matter of fact, he used to do things for WB, and I'm not saying this for some clout chases. I'm just saying this to all y'all artists that think, oh, I'm a nobody. Yeah, I may not be a nobody, but look, sometimes because you're a nobody, you don't know who I know. Just because I'm a nobody don't mean I don't know nobody that's a somebody. Mm-hmm. So before any of y'all run your mouth, and I'm not saying y'all all. So because a lot of y'all do that, y'all be like, man, well, I never heard of KEEZ. Who the hell is this? Just because y'all ain't never heard of me, don't mean I don't know the game. There's a lot of artists just like me that been in the game. Y'all may not heard of them, but they know what they talking about. You know what I mean? So just because you look at my followers and all that and think, oh, he don't got enough followers, or I never heard of him. If he know all this stuff, then why we never heard of him?
KEEZ, we got a guest up. Let me see if Marilyn want to speak. You want to speak?
Okay, no problem.
No problem. Got a question?
Hey, no, I just know KEEZ for years. He knows who I am.
Oh, yeah, I know who she is. That's Ed's wife. That's La Princesa. That's La Princesa.
Yes.
Yeah, that's La Princesa. Man, remember I was telling you she was on Battle with the Spits 1, Yvonne? Remember I was just talking?
Yeah.
How
are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm talking about my new album. This is my business partner I'm talking with. How you and Ed doing? How everything moving with that? How that's going?
No, well, Ed's not doing music anymore. He's
well him about the Never to Lose project, because I've been, I can't watch him the way I want to, because you know me, I always been on my grind.
Right. He's with his business partner.
Yo, KEEZ, what's up?
Yo, you know what's so crazy, Ed? We just was talking about you. Because I'm getting ready to bring out Battle with the Spits 2, and you know what I'm saying? And I was telling you, I was talking with my business partner about how we did musical therapy and all that, because remember, that was my first studio project. Remember, it was you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so we doing an interview right now, you know what I'm saying? And because I'm about to bring out, like I said, Battle with the Spits Part 2. Oh, and speaking of that, people, he didn't do the beats on that, but he did the mix and the mastering on that. You know what I mean? So actually, I did 2 projects with him. You know what I'm saying? He just did the mix and the mastering. I went to his studio and he mixed and mastered, and did that whole project for him. You know what I'm saying? He didn't do the beats on that one, but he did the mix and the mastering. Because on the first joint, Elias did all the beats on that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, man. And I also wanted to congratulate you on the Never to Lose stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm glad you focusing on that. Yeah, but I'm just doing an interview with my business partner about about my new project and how because I got my own label with my business partner now, so we just giving out game, you know what I'm saying, and so now, because now I do music, but I'm also, you know what I mean, doing it on the business tip also, so you know what I mean. So yeah, so I really thank y'all for calling in. Yeah, man, you know what I'm saying. And I want to tell you and I'm gonna say La Princessa, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. So y'all keep doing what y'all do. You know what I'm saying? Word is born. You know.
You think that you live? Go ahead and try me. Your boss is pussy juice by eating like punani. When I come through, I'ma watch everything the weather like a tsunami. You wanna act like you tough? I'll fuck you up. Then I slap the shit out the person that punk you up. You gon' keep running your mouth acting like you gon' pop off. You like a fake Gucci bag, you know you should knock off. That's what that start marching, do what I say. You just another lost soul. You need guidance anyway. Hey yo, fuck Keys, cause there you go talking this little shit again. You damn right, cause I can rip many men. I can spit off the top of the head or write it with the pen. Either way, it don't matter. I'm still spitting with the phlegm. It's a super MC. I'm back at it again. And this time, I won't lose. I'ma win. I'm not even from this planet. That's why I can't pretend. And you defeating me, your chances are slim. I'm just trying to be me. Everybody being him. I meditate before I spit a rhyme that's so great. Cause once I start going off, forget it, it's too late. My DNA can't be traced, get it. Erases the elastic MC. And I'm back in your face, I'm trying to be the master. Just like Ace, and be careful with your mouth, I might break your face. Man, give me 6 feet, please give me some space. Hip hop is my home, so I'm back in the place. I'm done with hibernating now, so it ain't safe. Hey yo, the skills in me is giving me the superpower capabilities. When I plug the mic in my veins and supercharge my energy, I don't have the magic tricks, I just write out the remedy.